This video is something I'm really excited to share with you. So I want to touch on something that's been super important for me. Low effort, but high reward, healthy habits. Good morning, or good afternoon, good evening, whenever it is that you are watching this video. Low effort, but high reward, healthy habits that have helped uplift me out of depression or depressive symptoms, also anxiety. B, help maintain a more stable state of mind, because there's like preventative mental health tools, and then there's like reactive mental health tools, like you're having an episode or you're having a panic attack, or like, and then what do you do then? That's more like what I would call a reactive tool. I've found that habits and building self-care into your routine and into your everyday life to be maintenance and thus preventative habits and practices to just kind of keep yourself within that manageable range. By any means, none of these habits or any other habits are necessarily going to eliminate any issues or illnesses that you're dealing with, but they can make them a lot more manageable. And you know what? That can make a huge difference for the functionality in your life and for how you feel about yourself and your life as well. So I think there's a huge value. And the reason I'm specifying these habits for this video as low effort, high reward is because something I've struggled with personally a lot is there's so many tools and I have so many activities. Boom, yeah, we're doing it all, we're great. That's great, but a lot of these things, when I am at a really low, it's so hard to do those things. Even though I know they'll make me feel better, I just don't have the energy or the heart to do it. And so that's where these habits that I'm going to talk about in this video come in. These are habits that, in my opinion, are the most manageable and most effective to do when you are at your lowest, energy-wise, emotionally, mentally, physically, whatever. Obviously, if you are struggling and even these things feel impossible to do and it's just really severe, like this is not a replacement for therapy, this is YouTube, this is me sharing some tips to help you out. You should go to a therapist or call a hotline or something, seek out help. There's no shame in that. Please take care of yourself, okay? But if that's not you and you're, in a more mild, manageable place, or you have other systems in place, please feel free to use these tips to supplement or to just to start somewhere, yeah? Okay, the first habit, easy habit I want to share with you is going on walks. Now, that doesn't sound very sexy or world-shattering, but for me, this has been world-shattering. I'm a very kinesthetic person. I need to move. I'm a dancer. I've always danced a lot. So recently I have discovered walks, and walks have really been a game changer for me. We think of walks, we think of old people walking because it's, a light, gentle form of exercise and it's accessible to everyone, but that's the point. Out of all the things you could do to exercise or get yourself moving, it is the gentlest, the simplest, the most accessible. You don't need any equipment, you don't need any weird clothes, you don't need anything, you just need your body, put something on that's decent, get your, behind out the door. And even if it's just walk around the block, walk around your block and come back. You did it, you went on a walk. I find that having habits that are regular but short is so much better than trying to push yourself to do these 2-hour things and then it's too daunting and you can't do it every day, realistically, right? We've only got so much time. So regular and short, so much more effective because then it becomes a habit. And once it becomes a habit, even if you're having a tougher day, it's in your muscle memory to do it. If you're feeling angry, walking, release that energy, right? You're letting it go. It's movement. You're physically releasing this excess energy that anger can make us feel. You're anxious, same thing. Anxiety and stress build up the hormone cortisol in your body, Cortisol literally is released with movement and exercise. Get your body moving. Moving will always help with anxiety. Like literally, scientifically will help. Also, if you're feeling better, you can opt to make it a brisk walk or a power walk. And in fact, it burns more calories than if you were to go jogging, because the reason we go from a really fast walk to a jog is because it is more efficient and burns, like it wastes less energy to jog lightly than to walk super quickly. Walking super quickly engages more muscles in your body and thus takes up more energy and effort. But as a form of exercise, like it's great for that reason. And it is gentler on your knees. It's not high impact the way running and jogging is. So yeah, you're having a good day, make it a brisk walk. Other great things about walking is that you can combine it with other self-care methods. You can listen to music, practicing gratitude, which is another thing I'll mention in this video later on, but you can do that while you're walking just mentally. Also, if errands are really hard for you, once you're out, it's so much easier to be like, well, now that I'm outside and already walking, I guess I can stop by, you know, the CVS or whatever. Another thing that motivates me for walks is the ability to then watch sunsets, or if you're a super early riser, sunrises, you know, whatever floats your boat. If you've got a park nearby, or if you've got a lot of dogs in your area and you know the time that dogs get walked, that's also motivating. You get to see cute doggos. People have nice backyards or front yards with flowers and gardens. Whatever it is in your area, and if you don't live in a super safe area, like I said, go around your block, avoid nighttime, do this more in the day. Try to find what can motivate you about going on a walk and combine that in order to build that habit. In terms of benefits of walks, there's a lot of them. This is not limited to this list. It is light exercise. It helps circulation, helps your digestion, it helps your posture, release cortisol, like I said, which reduces stress and anxiety. And finally, if you're going out in the day for these walks, you also get sunlight. And sunlight gives you vitamin D, which is also proven to help mood and minimize depression and depressive symptoms. So many benefits, right? For little effort. We stand walking. Hashtag normalize walking for young people. Hashtag walking is great. Fantastic. Moving on to the next one. Number 2, meditation. I cannot stress just how positively influential meditation has been for me in my life and continues to be. Like I said with walking, quality over quantity, right? But quality and consistency is what I would add to that statement. It is so much better for you to meditate for even 5 minutes every dang day than to do an hour one day when you're like, I'm gonna meditate so hard. Like, no. Short and regular, consistent, so much better for you, especially in the beginning. Because like I said, it's a skill to learn how to slow down the mind, especially if you're an anxious person. And it's gonna benefit you the most if you're an anxious person. And believe me, I've been there where I'm like, I can't. There's no way I could slow down my mind. My mind goes a mile a minute. I can't do this. Yes, you can. Yes, you can, and the way you do it is, like I said, consistently. Just start small. If it takes just 5 minutes and that's like that's what you can do, that's fine. That's fantastic. Do that. Do those 5 minutes. And then do it again and again and again and again. When that feels comfy, maybe up it to 10 minutes. Maybe not. Whatever works for you. I personally do 10-minute meditations. Yeah, so I don't think there's any shame in doing short meditations. There's also no shame in doing guided meditations. I love them. Because again, my brain does really want to do its internal monologue and go from this to this and this. So having someone's voice to hone in on and to focus on what they're saying and actually repeat to myself what they're saying and visualize what they're saying and just be fully in the moment, that just anchors me, and it's super, super helpful. In fact, I made a guided meditation a couple weeks ago, which I'll link right there. Feel free to try it out. I guarantee you there is a meditation out there, especially on YouTube, that exists for whatever specific need you have. And I love that about it. I think it's a wonderful tool that we have access to these days. So make use of it, explore, have fun. Let me know how it goes. Some benefits of meditation. So many. Slow down the mind. Why? Because you become more present and mindful, which brings more awareness of your thoughts, awareness of your feelings, awareness of your body, tuning into yourself and your needs, reducing anxiety and stress, increases positivity, recharges your mental batteries, increased motivation, increased creativity, because slowing down, it kind of allows room for things to come in and like for your own thoughts to kind of organize and like connect. Emotional healing, deeper breathing, because breathing and meditation are very connected. And you can meditate lying down, sitting down, whatever works for you. And our number 3 is going to be hydration. Look, hydration. Fantastic. So, water. You know, I think a lot of times when people think, I'm gonna be healthy, they think green juice, smoothies, kombucha, and all these fancy things. And that's great, I'm all for it. However, maybe it's not always accessible or doesn't feel accessible, especially if like money is a problem. And I certainly can understand that. So the beauty is water, lovely water, can be free. I don't pay for water currently, utility wise. You might have to pay for water, but even if you do, probably a lot cheaper than buying a bunch of water bottles. So my suggestion is use your tap water, buy a filter, buy a refillable water bottle. I do recommend, if you can, getting a water bottle that inspires you and makes you happy to look at. Go off, get some version of water bottle that will inspire you to drink water. My suggestion is keep that water bottle next to you at all times. I sleep with my water bottle in my bed, and that's to remind me. There are also water bottles that will remind you. This one is one of them. It has little lines for like the time. I don't follow the time, but you could, you know, they're built to help you out with the habit. And they have little motivational things. What does it say? Ready to go, have some more, keep drinking, keep it up. Almost there, you got it, yes, refill. Yeah. Another reason I like this water bottle is I know here on this side how much I'm drinking, so I know that if I just have 2 of these bad boys a day, I'm good. Drink your water. It's the easiest and best thing you can do for yourself. Your body is 70% water. Your brain is 80% water. That thing up there that does all the work is so much water. So please, for the love of God, hydrate. Another tip, if you need it, extra reminder, set reminders on your phone. The benefits of hydration. I mean, obviously life feel less tired. A lot of times when we think we're tired and fatigued, it's actually dehydration. So if you hydrate, you might find you actually do feel rested. It helps your digestion, helps your skin look and feel so much better. And you know, again, when you're depressed or you're struggling or whatever, overworked, too busy, you might not have the time to do super extensive grooming or makeup or look all as nice as you want to look. But if you're at least hydrating, that's a very basic thing that will at least help your skin look better and be healthier, and thus you might feel better. Next, this one is a little more effortful, but within the realm of grooming and hygiene and all of that. I think it's the easiest one, in my opinion. And so number 4 is going to be skincare. Wait, no, this is not 4, this is number 5. 5, whatever. Skincare, yay. Skincare can sound intimidating because of all these videos and TikToks and whatever, people doing these 20-step skincare routines. That's great for them. It could be great for you. It's also very unnecessary. The essential that will make a difference is cleanser, moisturizer, sunscreen. That's it. Cleanse, any face cleanser. I could recommend some, but yeah, just you want to clean your face. But it's gonna be dry. We want to just put some moisture back in with some moisturizer. If you have drier skin, get a thicker moisturizer. If you have oilier skin, get something lighter. Now, doing this every day, ideally you want to do this in the morning and the night, but at least once a day is going to build in a routine that is pretty simple. Just these 2 steps will take you, 2 minutes. It's not a big deal, but you'll feel so much more put together. Your face, is like, it's what represents you. So if you feel good about your face and you feel clean in your face and you feel healthy in your face, I guarantee you'll feel better about yourself overall. Benefits of skincare: cleaner skin, reduced acne, less signs of aging, feeling better about your self-image. If you're crying a lot, there's a lot of salt and toxins and things that come out in your tears and then are going all over your face, and that's why your face looks red, because it's irritated. So you want to take care of it. If you're really going through a rough patch and crying a lot, please moisturize your face and be kind to it. Also, I have other tips. Like putting skincare products in the freezer or the fridge can really help too. Like cooling it will help with inflammation and irritation. Cold water cleanse with hot water or warm water, but then at the end put some cold water to make your pores reduce, and again reduce inflammation and irritation. It's very soothing. So cold is your friend. Next on our list is affirmations or intentions, whatever you want to call it. So this one might sound woo-woo to you, but it's not at least the way that I am presenting it. So please bear with me and listen. Our thoughts matter. This is very much a thing. Our thoughts are part of the cognitive triangle that is thoughts, feelings, behaviors. Meaning your thoughts influence your feelings, which influence your behaviors, and your behaviors influence your thoughts. They all connect. And so the quality of your thoughts is going to very much, at the end of the day, affect your outward, external life. And so trying to encourage positive or healthy thoughts, balanced thoughts, I want to emphasize that it's not just about, again, no toxic positivity. You don't have to make yourself believe everything is perfect, but you want to encourage balance in your thoughts, yeah? And that's where affirmations can be really helpful. If it's not for you, that's okay. But I'm just trying to recommend things that are easy and that I have found have a really big impact despite being easy. The idea is to cultivate the thoughts that we do want and that really help us. The idea behind affirmations and intentions is to consciously put thought and dedicate some time and energy into producing thoughts that do benefit you and do support healthier ideas about yourself, about others, and about the universe, life, whatever it is that you're struggling with. I try to think what my problem areas are or what I'm struggling with, and I try to, from that negative idea, convert a positive idea that is how I do want to think about it or I do want to feel about it. To give an example, maybe a negative thought pattern you have is that you are not good enough, that whatever, your job, you're not good enough for people, you're just not good enough. So an affirmation can be, I feel I am good enough. Please notice that I said it in the present tense because you want to embody this in the now. So saying it now will encourage that to start kind of happening slowly for you. No, you won't believe it right away. Tip for that, for me, saying it 3 times helps. Not because of some weird 3 is a magic number, no. So you'll say that once and you're like, okay, yeah, that's an interesting concept. I'm not feeling it when I say it once. I say it a second time to kind of emphasize it again. I'm like, oh, okay. I feel I'm enough. Cool. I feel I'm enough. Okay. Kind of starting to get that, what does that mean? How does that feel? You start to try to tap in there. And then for me, the 3rd time, I do feel it more, where I'm like, I feel I'm enough. And I find myself saying it with more conviction, yes, I do, That's me. Maybe for you it's 10 times. Maybe for you 1 time's great. Whatever. And you don't have to say it out loud. You don't have to write it down. You can just think it. You can do all 3. Whatever you like, go for it. Okay, so to make your affirmations, intentions easier on you, You can write them down in your notes in your phone. You could also write them on Post-its and put them around your house. You can, if you have a whiteboard, write it on there, and then you can change that easily. If you have a calendar, you can put them on there. You can also record yourself saying them and maybe record like a little morning message for yourself and then play that voice memo or video when you wake up as a way to start the day with a little pep, right? That you yourself are giving yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love you. That's a very simple affirmation, or I love myself, whatever version you prefer to say, but some version that you love yourself. And that's it. That can be your starter affirmation, because most likely you can work on your self-love. Most of us do need to or can benefit from that more. So yeah, that's what I encourage you to do. Benefits of these things is encouraging healthier perspectives, cultivating self-love, being aware of your thoughts and feelings. The more you actually state the feelings and thoughts you want, the more you'll notice when the intrusive ones come in. You're like, oh, ooh, like you are meaningless and nothing you do is great. You can be like, hello, nope, I have meaning and I might not be perfect, but there is value in what I do, for example. You will subconsciously incorporate that into your life and it will have an effect. Final, low effort, high reward, healthy habit, gratitude. Again, this one can sound woo-woo to people or sound like silly or feel ridiculous, but it is so powerful. You don't have to write down a million things you're grateful for. You can just think it in your head. And now the value of this is you can do that anytime, any place, even at work. You can be at work on your computer, or I've worked a lot of customer service jobs, stress me the hell out. I would, as a reflex, when I started feeling myself go bad places mentally, I'd be like, ooh, okay, let's not, and let's think of 5 things I'm grateful for today. And that's all it needs to be. For this to actually be effective, I recommend that you get as specific as you need for it to actually trigger the feeling of gratitude. What will make a difference isn't saying a bunch of things and not feeling them or meaning them. It's the feeling. It's how you actually feel that gratitude for that thing you're listing. Yeah? So in order to do that, you might have to get specific. Perhaps saying I'm grateful for my house doesn't make you feel anything. You're like, whatever, sure, I guess I'm grateful that I have a home. Well, what about your home? Oh, actually, I really, really like my bed. Maybe you used to always have a twin and now you have a bigger bed, and you're like, I am grateful for my bed and that it has enough space for me to get the rest that I need. Maybe at first glance, having a home isn't something you immediately feel grateful for, but maybe there was a time where you didn't have that home security. Maybe there was a time when you really struggled to house search and find the right thing for you. And so this is something that when you think about it more, you're like, actually, yeah, I am really grateful that I am now at a place where this is not something I have to worry about. It doesn't need to be grandiose. It doesn't need to be the same 5 things. I actually would recommend against that, because then it can become too autopilot, and again, you're not really being present with what you're trying to be grateful for. You're not feeling it, you're just saying it. Really tune in to what you actually appreciate about your life and yourself and the people that you have in your life in that moment, in that day. And they're all valid, Maybe some days it becomes more big picture. Other days it might be a lot more specific. Another tip I have is if you feel it was too easy to come up with 5 or 10 things, push yourself and think, okay, let's do 5 more. Sometimes you can't think of things and you're like, oh God, really push. But I find that the most valuable moments are sometimes that. And then you have to get a little more creative and take a deeper dive. And sometimes you find things that you are taking for granted and you acknowledge them and then actually appreciate them. And there's so much value to that. At the end of the day, we don't have the past is gone, it's done. And the future doesn't exist yet, and we don't ever ultimately know what will happen. It is ultimately unpredictable, but we do have now, and we have what we have at this very moment. And the best we can do is try to find some peace and acceptance with it and appreciate what we can. It doesn't mean you need to be happy. To help yourself work and do what you gotta do to get those things, it helps to feel better about where you're at the moment and to really acknowledge what has come your way, because chances are a lot of what you have now you probably at one point didn't have and really wanted, but now you're low-key taking for granted because now you do have it. So it's easy to fall into that trap of, oh, but it's this thing that will make me feel better. Oh no, it's that thing. It's now this and this and this. So sometimes we really break it down to the roots and the base and we make that a better foundation. It just actually brings that contentment that we're searching for in life, regardless of circumstances. Then it's you, it's based on you and not based on external circumstances having to give you satisfaction in life. And that's it, folks. These are my low effort, high reward, healthy habits that I wanted to share with you that personally have made a huge difference in my life, and I really try to incorporate as much as I can. Please try it out and let me know if it did help you as well. Feel free to share in the comments any other healthy habits that you want to suggest for people. I don't have to be the only advice giver. Just keep it, kind and compassionate and be empathetic with each other. That's all. But yes, sending love and have a good day. Hope that you can feel better and do better and that these things will help you in that journey. So have a good weekend and see you next time. Bye.